Good day, I am R.Urbina together with Miss J.Pimentel. We are going to discuss educational technology, and these are the outline of the discussion. And first, I am going to discuss the review of educational technology 1. Lucido 1997 defined educational technology as the development, application, and evaluation of systems, techniques, and aids to improve the process of human learning. Educational technology encompasses a wide range of teaching and learning related software and hardware also different applications that is widely being used in different schools, and the primary objective of educational technology is to create a better learning environment, which in turn is aimed to enhance the student performance as well as the teaching process. It has also been clearly proven that educational technology optimize and enhance the student performance as well as the teaching process. Educational technology is used to facilitate collaboration in an active learning environment. And also, it allows both teachers and students to gain knowledge in an environment that includes today devices such as smartphones, laptops, and tablets. However, conventional or the traditional education and teaching methods are being obstructed by the emergence and advent of educational technology, also the internet. Educational technology is the theory and practice of design, development, utilization, management, and evaluation of processes and resources for learning. Educational technology is the practice of designing, developing, implementing, and evaluating the educational technology and learning materials in order to enhance teaching and learning. This process and practice of designing and developing of educational technology are used by educators to create digital, interactive textbooks, homeworks, quizzes, and get real-time results related to teaching materials and style. Educational technology discloses in common that it encompasses the use of instructional media as part of the complex process of teaching and learning, and stresses its ultimate goal of improving any teaching learning situation. Technology has shifted from being a peripheral factor to becoming more central in all forms of teaching, particularly in our recent years. Technology has always been intertwined with teaching, but we must also remember that the successful integration of technology in the classroom depends on the capabilities of teachers to harness materials and instruction inside the learning space. In line with this, it is evidently seen in our time today that schools can use educational technology to facilitate teaching and learning by integrating the classroom with valuable technological resources, diversifying opportunities for students, accelerating student engagement, and improving learning. Technology has the potential to transform teaching and learning by enabling unprecedented collaboration, engagement, and support. And the ultimate aim of educational technology is knowing how to use technology in significant ways or in meaningful ways, which some education degree programs are emphasizing in their curricula. Further to that, Many students are more engaged and interested in learning when they can interact with hands-on learning tools made available by educational technology if we are going to observe the kind of students nowadays. In addition to that, there are numerous ways in which technology can be used as a tool and instruction in the classroom because some educators use technology to facilitate their teaching, like what I have mentioned a while ago. By integrating technology into the classroom, it can help students learn at their own pace, allowing them to retain information more effectively. And now let's proceed in the phases of educational technology. First is the identification of learning objectives. In integrating technology in the teaching learning process, it is important to remember that the prime or the ultimate objective of educational technology is to optimize education. And we must first identify the educational goals, objectives, and the needs and the needs, and then use all of our understanding such as our knowledge in modern technologies to develop the most effective environment for learning. And after that is design of learning experiences. After identifying and creating learning objectives, the teacher will now identify what is the most appropriate teaching learning strategies and style to be employed in the classroom. And aside from that is designing what technology will be utilized in the teaching process that will generate active environment and engaging learning experiences to the students. And this will followed by the evaluation of the effectiveness of the learning experiences. In this phase, the effectiveness of set or designed learning experiences will be evaluated using observation devices or rubrics such as checklists, rating scales, anecdotal records, and behavioral self-reports, instruments, questionnaires, and so on. And lastly is the improvement of the learning experiences in order to achieve the desired outcome. It is the phase of educational technology that the learning experiences, the media or materials employed will be modified or revised in order to achieve the desired learning outcome or the set learning objectives set in the first phase of educational technology. In line with that, it also includes the reformulation or the modification of the objectives, design of another set of learning experiences, and evaluation of students' performance. And now let's proceed with the teaching in the 21st century. With the advent of various modern technology, it has become easier for people to gather data, access to different information, and everything seems to be more convenient compared to the eras at the time the number of technologies and its uses were limited. Technology plays a major role or pivotal role in a number of industries and facets of life today, as supported by the fact that millions of people today in our time today are dependent on the assistance or aid of various technologies to make their work more productive, efficient, and easier. For about the last 2 decades, there has been a demand for educators all over the world to start preparing learners for the 21st century in order to support them traverse a progressively globalized and interrelated landscape. This requires educators to provide students with a holistic education that embodies life skills such as communication, cross-cultural collaboration, and critical thinking. In light with this, being a teacher in today's world entails adapting to the ever-changing tools and modifications that are being implemented in schools. And the traditional modes of instructions um, are being superseded or obstructed in the 21st century by various innovative technologies, or with the emergence of various innovative technologies such as smartphones and overhead projectors. In line with this, technology is changing at a rapid pace, which means that a 21st century teacher should go with this pace, and the current technology will enable both the teacher and the students to acquire knowledge faster and more effectively. Moreover, an effective teacher understands that learning about the newest gadget can truly transform their students' performance or overall learning achievement. And now I have a question. Can teachers be replaced by technology? My answer for that is, in line with this, technology has made a major or significant contribution to the learning instruction or to the whole educational sector. Learning process, the cultivation of knowledge, and also in shaping of each student's skills in the educational sector. Aside from this, technology also helps teacher to be more efficient, innovative, and effective and creative, and also being to be creative. This is because technology serves as an aid to every teacher in delivering their instructions. And moreover, technology is now used as a substitute to the traditional school instruction or materials. In response to our current situation, particularly now that educational sector are being I are shifted due to the pandemic, we are introduced to a new learning system which necessarily involves the use of technologies such as the different various technologies like laptops, cell phones, desktops, tablets, and other technology or materials that can serve as a medium for trying to keep up with learning. And in relation to the rapid pace of development in this digital age, teachers have managed to keep with this pace of development, and they have used a variety of technologies as a tool to accomplish their intended learning outcome in the learning space or in the classroom. Despite with the emergence of technology and its impact to the education sector, we cannot deny the indelible impact or role that teachers play in each student's learning. Regardless of the good and undeniable contribution of technologies to the teachers and students and to the overall education sector, despite the fact that in our modern era, some people are now questioning the role of the teacher in light of the advancement of technology, the indelible contribution of teachers cannot be replaced by any technology. And next is going to discuss the educational technology too. Educational technology too is concerned with integrating technology into teaching and learning. In this technological era, technology provides instant accessibility to information, which is why its presence in the classroom is so vital or important. Various technologies such as smartphones, computers, and tablets are already indispensable part of students and teachers' daily lives. It is only common that the use of technological devices in the classroom are evaluated, are being assessed and explored in order to provide significant learning experiences for learners of all abilities and ages. The integration of technology in education pave way for strengthening the learning experience of students. In addition to that, there are also use uh, in addition to that, teachers are also use technology to facilitate their teaching, and teachers integrate and utilize technology in their instruction because it is evidently seen that it can foster student engagement and overall performance. And it is also focused on introducing, reinforcing, supplementing, and extending the knowledge and skills to learners so that they can become exemplary users of educational technology. Technology is used as an innovative medium of supplementing and extending knowledge and skills to learners because technology also serves as a tool that enhances the 21st century skills of learners that help them to keep pace with the rapidly changing world, most especially in this time of digital era, where our knowledge of the utilization or application of various educational technology is indelible or very important in relation to our current setting. The use of technology is one of the perceived response in the needs of our current situation. That is why our knowledge in and utilizing or integrating or using different technology is very important. It involves a deeper understanding of the computer as well as hands-on application of computer skills. Educational technology is concerned on enhancing the teaching and learning through the integration and utilization of various technology in the instruction and learning process of students. It is also primarily directed at enhancing teaching and learning through technology integration. In line with what I have mentioned, in educational technology, it involves the skills in utilization and application of various technologies because through the integration of technology in the teaching learning process as well as the whole instruction is further enhanced. So, in our time today, where technology has an indelible impact in the education area or sector, that creates a new platform toward attaining a more active and effective teaching learning outcome. It aims to infuse technology in student teachers training, helping them to meet and adapt to rapid and continuing technological changes. As I mentioned previously, educational technology aims to assist both teachers and students in keeping up with the rapid changes that occur in this technological era. And this is achieved by harnessing their knowledge and skills in the use of various technologies that are required in this 21st century and ever changing world. It can also of great use to professional teachers, school administrators, teacher educators, and anyone who is interested on how information technology can be used to improve not only instruction but the school management program and curriculum. Technology has changed almost every aspect of our lives, and it plays a vital role in curriculum design and development, and it has the potential to provide learners with an entertaining, interactive, motivating, and stimulating learning experience, enhancing achievement and improving learning outcomes. Technology um, has transmogrified how we think, work, and play. When technology is integrated into the curriculum, it transforms the learning process, and according to research, incorporating technology into the curriculum improves students' learning processes and outcomes. Effective technology integration must occur across the curriculum in ways that deepen and enhance the learning process. So, teachers and school administrators should also be knowledgeable about how to effectively integrate technology in the classroom and to the whole school management program and curriculum. And now let's proceed in understanding technology learners. Today's learners appear smarter, yet they can't read as their parents do, and they are addicted to the internet. When we say technology learner, it pertains to someone who uses man-made inventions such as books to learn. And however, in the light of educational technology, when we say technology learners, we refer to this as digital learners. A learner who learns through the use of technology or various technologies, specifically anything digital. This is due to the fact that today's students are more focused and immersed in the use of various technologies as well as the internet or in the internet. And because the students are now focused on the internet and technologies, their concentration is questionable. This is because the students indulge with various technologies or they are immersed in various technologies and in the internet, and the more easily they become, and that's why they more easily become distracted. And if we observe that nearly 65% of children today use technology for a variety of reasons, such as for leisure, education, communication, and enjoyment. We therefore conclude that the younger generation is more technologically savvy compared to the older generation. In conjunction with education, students are now more immersed in various technologies and the internet, which improve their learning outcomes, or it affects their learning achievements. And if we observe the students today, they become alive through video presentations, group activities, and computer classes. In addition to that, learners today are more active and more engaged in discussion if teachers integrate video games and other activities in their instruction that promote active participation among learners. And the new generation of the 21st millennium is not the kind of learner that teachers today were, but are information technology or digital learners. And lastly, like what I have mentioned earlier, the generation of learners today are way different from the generation before, or the compared to the older generation. But with the need to keep pace in the technological change and ever changing landscape, teachers are also now become a learners of technology. And to continue the discussion, Miss Jamaica Pimentel will discuss the succeeding slides.
Good day, everyone. I'm Jamaica S. Pimentel, and my report is all about the continuation of Miss R.Urbina's report, Understanding Technology Learners. So the new learners today spend much time talking with their friends on their cell phones, sending text messages, interacting through social internet media like the Facebook, playing video games, and surfing the World Wide Web. There are positive benefits derived from the use of information technology or digital resources, and this counterbalance possible negative effects of technology on on children. So, technology has the positive effects on children, but it also has a negative effects. Technology is here to stay, but it's always morphing and expanding. As new technology enters the scene, it has the potential to improve lives, but in some cases, it also has the potential to negatively affect physical and emotional health. A current technological revolution is creating an intellectual revolution faster and better than ever before. The 19th century psychologist Jean Piaget presented a chart from childhood to adulthood. First 2 years of susceptible minds, 6 years of acquiring communication skills, teenage years of transition, concrete thinking, and adult years of abstract thinking. Sensory motor stage. Sensory motor stage is the first stage of child's life according to Jean Piaget theory of child development. The child begins to interact with the environment. It begins at birth and lasts through age 2. During this period, your little one learns about the world by using their senses to interact with their surroundings. The next stage is pre-operational stage. The child begins to represent the world symbolically. So at this stage, kids learn through pretend play but still struggle with logic and taking the point of view of other people. They also often struggle with understanding the idea of constancy. The next stage is concrete operational stage. The child learns rules such as observation. So during this stage, the children also become less egocentric and begin to think about how other people might think and feel. Kids in the concrete operational stage also begin to understand that their thoughts are unique to them and that not everyone else necessarily shares their thoughts, feelings, and opinions. The next stage is formal operational stage. The adolescent can transcend in concrete situation and think about the future. The final stage of Piaget theory involves an increase in logic, the ability to use deductive reasoning, and an understanding of abstract ideas. Piaget traditional learning chart may have to be redefined. Even at very early stage, the preparatory of school, computer-aided instruction are offered as digital tools. So digital technology sources such as iPad music devices, video game gadgets, computer games, mobile phones, and the internet contribute to their digital acculturation. There are valid concerns which must be met, and among this is the feared underdevelopment of new learners along social face-to-face interaction skills. There is the phenomenon of the young generation taking on multitasking as they perform tasks simultaneously. Multitasking can be detrimental since this prevents concentration and the completion of a specific task. However, with multitasking characterizes professional work in the new world of information technology. There is the need to balance the good and possibly detrimental changes observed among new learners of this information technology age. So let's proceed to the bridging the generation gap. The older generation and the younger generation. So the older generation often feels there is a generation gap between them and the younger generation, particularly in simple things like the manner of dressing, socializing, more intimate relationship like friendship and marrying. So, dati, iba yung pananamit ng mga older generation dati. At iba na din yung pananamit ng mga younger generation na meron tayo ngayon. Even the way we socialize people, even yung pakikipag-interact natin sa mga tao, ay nagbago na rin. So, some old things are difficult to overcome as there are still caste system in India, pre-arranged marriages in China, female circumcision in Africa, and others. So, meron pa rin caste system sa India. Example of caste system is what you can see on the PPT. So, Brahmin means priests or academics. Kshatriya means warriors or kings. Vaishya means merchants, landowners. Sudra means commoners, peasants, servants. And untouchables means outcasts, out of caste, street sweepers, and latrine cleaners. So in the field of education, a huge generation gap also exists and it will continue to widen unless some changes are adopted at the proper time. So in the field of education, a huge generation gap. So for example of that is, um, we are doing our assignments or there is something that we cannot understand. Kung dati pumupunta tayo sa library at nagbabasa ng libro para hanapin yung mga bagay na hindi natin maintindihan, para malaman yung mga gusto nating malaman, para gawin yung assignments. But today is different because napaka-easy na lang. Isi-search na lang natin ito sa Google at lalabas na yung sagot. So, the rapid emergence of digital technology, referred to as ICT, there is the need to prepare for bridging the digital gap in society. ICT also means Information Communication Technology. There is a need to understand the potentials of ICT. The new network of instantaneous communication is global. Much of what elders believe may not be applicable anymore to the new generation, especially among matters of traditional value system. So, yung mga older generation ay hindi na nakakasabay at naniniwala sila na yung kaalaman na meron sila ay hindi na applicable sa panahon ngayon. So, Alvin Toffler's book, Future Shock, shows how the information age has begun to create many cultural changes in the family, societies, businesses, and governments. So, Alvin Toffler's Future Shock painted a picture at times surprising and other times grim of what future societies would look like. So, it is all about change and how we adapt to it, while focus especially upon the rapidly changing cultural scene in the United States. It is highly relevant to the situation anywhere in the world where people are being caught up in rapid urbanization and industrialization. So given the speed and power of ICT for change, growth, innovation, it becomes critical that teachers understand the gap that may be perceived between them and the new generation of learners. So much of the old technology like tube, radio platter records, cassette tapes, celluloid movies, antenna television, landline phones have vanished or are quickly vanishing today. So, naglalaho na yung mga technology na meron sila dati or napapalitan na ng mas better o yung tinatawag nga nilang mas high-tech at mas pinakikinabangan ng tao. So, old technology. Even in communication, sending a written letter has become tedious. With written letter has begun tedious with the advent of emailing and web camera, face-to-face communication. So, yun nga, even in communication ay nagbago na rin. If dati, gumagamit sila ng letter para ibigay or para iparating yung mensahe nila sa isang tao, ngayon meron na tayong mga technology na mas ginagamit natin para mas mapabilis yung communication natin sa isang tao. At example nga na nandyan ay yung web camera na pwede na din tayong makapag-usap face-to-face through technology. So since the new generation are expected to face a future professional challenge of digital world, technology-supported skills need to be taught in schools today or else schools will become a white elephant. So yung mga new generation ngayon is talagang kailangan na matuto how to use technology, and schools also kailangan nilang magsagawa ng mga programa na turuan yung mga teachers din kung paano gumamit ng technology in teaching at para maturo ng mga teachers sa mga students, because ngayon masasabing effective ang teaching ng isang teachers if he or she will know how to use technology, kung nagagamit ba nung teachers yung technology sa kanyang pagtuturo. So, if schools fail to respond to emergent changes and needs, new learners may lose appreciation of educational system and drop out of schools as survey shows an increasing dropout rate every year. So, it is really important that students know how to use technology. Kasi nga, sa panahon ngayon, ang taong hindi marunong ng teknolohiya ay napag-iiwanan. So, that's all. Thank you and God bless.